Yeah, we have to be always very careful and vigilant. But no, talking about football, of course, since the whole pandemic is happening, I guess you cannot, there's no soccer games anymore. So what have you been? Have you been missing the game, and what have you been doing the last few months? Tell me.
Yes, of course. Like it's such a awkward and also weird situation for me, especially as an athlete, right? Because every day I'm working outside on the field, and this is also the first time, I think, for most of us in our lives that something like this is happening.
Yeah.
I'm missing the game a lot because that's my passion.
Yeah.
Because like most people, they can do work at home. For me, it's a bit different. The only thing what I can do at home is like just I'm working on my body, working on my fitness. For instance, going to the gym, doing a lot of isometric exercises to prevent injuries if I have to start again. So yeah, for me it's very depressing, of course, for everyone, but especially as an athlete. And if you work outside, I think it even hits you harder. But like what I said, I have to take it. You have to be strong and just make sure that you stay fit and healthy at the end. But yeah, it's tough.
I mean, this pandemic has definitely taken. For the world of not only soccer, I think the whole sporting world. I mean, we have the Tokyo Olympics postponed until next year.
Yeah.
And of course, now we're seeing, like, I know in Germany at the Bundesliga, they're playing virtual matches. They have stadiums, no crowd, and I think the English league is also going to start playing again. I think next week.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
What do you see of the future of soccer then? With stadium, with no crowd, you're playing games.
It's so interesting because for me, and of course I also know many other athletes or football players in particular, like the best feeling that you have is to play for a crowd, right? And for the fans in the stadium. So it's very weird, even for me now, like, and not to be arrogant, but if I play and there are no fans, like, it's really difficult to motivate myself. So of course this situation, I think especially this year, I think it's a must that we cannot allow fans to come to the stadium for the pandemic. But for the future, I really have no idea. It's going to be very, very interesting. But yeah, I believe hopefully everything gets back to normal again. But if we have to pay more aware on that and playing without fans, that's going to be very, very hard, I think, for everyone. For the fans, because it's something that you experience live, a live event. So not only for the football players, but also for the fans. It's different when you're watching a game in front of the TV, or if you're in the stadium, especially at the top levels. Like I can share you an experience. For instance, once I visit a game of Barcelona in Camp Nou. Now, usually, sometimes I watch my phone or I do other things while watching in front of the television. But that game, I was 90 minutes. Even during the break, I was only watching around me about the atmosphere, about the ambience. Is like such a different story. So totally different, yeah.
Do you know when the Indonesian league will restart again? Any idea when you start?
Well, I'm still waiting. Every time they say, yeah, we're going to start them. But then the people, they fighting each other again, because obviously everyone has their own agenda, right? So I still don't know. And it's such a pity because, everyone wants to make their own plans as well, right? If you have a family for your life, and probably not only in football, but I think also other people, they cut our salaries as well. So it's not easy. It's hard. So at least if we have some schedule that we know what will happen when the league's going to start again, then we can also plan. At least I can maybe go back to Holland for a short period to see my family and then come back again. But like this, we don't know. We're still waiting.
Yeah, no, I think the situation you're in is very, very fluid. I mean, it's changing every day. I know. I mean, and I read today in the news that China and Beijing, they've locked down again because there's a new cluster infection. So even when things have turned for the better,
exactly,
a new cluster, then things kind of like become locked down again. So you're right. This year, 2020, until I think we get a vaccine, is going to be very hard to predict. I'm sorry as well for my friends like yourself, who's in this business and the sporting world. It's been unpredictable. Yeah.
It's very scary, of course.
What is the thing that we?
Sorry?
Can I?
Breaking up. You still
So,
there? Yeah.
yes, I'm here.
We're
Yes.
breaking up. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Like what you said. Like hopefully there's a vaccine coming soon, so that will be very helpful.
Yeah.
And like yeah, we don't know like what you just mentioned. I didn't know that about China, Beijing. I've even lived 2 years in Beijing.
Yeah.
So if there's a second breakout, yeah, that's yeah. I'm not surprised in a way, but I'm also shocked. You know, like that. That's not good news at all.
Yeah. No. No. Anyways, I mean, just to talk about your career, soccer career. You've been
Yeah.
playing soccer for many, many, many years, right?
Yeah, correct.
How many years have you been in Indonesia? Before Indonesia, you were also in China, you were in South Asia, but how many years have you been here?
Well, almost I think back and forth, right? 8 years, probably
So
8 years already.
maybe
Yeah.
shadows. Yes. What's the highlights of your career so far? You playing here in Indonesia or around Asia.
Yes. Well, like of course, like your career goes with ups and downs, right? And usually you only share the good moments, especially on social media. But what is happening behind the scenes, most of the people they don't know that. I think yeah,
Yeah.
today I even made a post something about being disciplined, right? On my social media, but definitely the highlights. Of course, I have a lot of ups, but definitely the highlights are my match Indonesia versus Holland. That was in 2013 in Jakarta because of my backgrounds. I'm Dutch, born in Holland, and my grandfather is from Indonesia, so that was very very special, and even more special because I met some former teammates that I played before in Dutch national team, under 15, under 16, under 17, and also in the youth academy of Rotterdam. For instance, Robin van Persie, everyone knows them, especially your brother because he's an Arsenal fan, right? He played for Arsenal. Wesley Sneijder, Arjen Robben, to say some big names. So that was amazing. And then also with the ambience, yeah, also with the ambience here in Jakarta in front of like 50, 60,000 spectators. That was like really, really, really cool. So yeah, and also another highlight, also in the same stadium in Jakarta, that was when I was playing for Arema, was 2016. I'm sorry, I know a lot of fans, they're not gonna like this. So before I'm gonna share this story, sorry Boboto, that are my friends from Bandung. I was playing for Arema versus Persib. That was the final of a cup, of a local cup in Indonesia. That was crazy. I believe like 88,000 spectators in GBK in Jakarta, and we won. We won the final, and I also probably scored the most beautiful goal I've scored in my career. So that was also really really amazing.